was really interesting reading the press release, of course, finally this deal being done, but painting the picture of what work is going to be like in the future. And you're saying this is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to rethink, reshape how we work. How do you feel that your joined-up approach is going to achieve that?
Well, I think, our HQ is no longer on Main Street or Madison Avenue. The new HQ is in the cloud. And I think the opportunity of this acquisition is you bring together the digital HQ that Slack represents with Salesforce's Customer 360, which is the platform for digital sales, digital marketing, digital customer service. And it really represents this operating system for every single company to get back to growth in this all digital work anywhere world. And certainly, despite some of the setbacks of the Delta variant, growth is the #1 thing on every CEO and every board's agenda right now. And we're just so excited to partner with our customers and help them take advantage of this unique moment in the economy and get back to growth.
Get back to growth. I mean, talk to us about how companies are innovating, using your platform, being able to talk with clients, being able to talk with their own employee base. Are there ways in which you think it's being deployed the best right now?
The interesting thing for me is just the breadth of it. So, if you just take sales as an example, the traditional sales is going on an airplane and selling in a conference room. Now that's happening over Slack and it's happening over Zoom. Take a call center. That used to be a building. Now this thing exists in the cloud. How do you actually resolve cases digitally? It's over technologies like Slack. If you talk to any retailer in the world and you talk to them about Cyber Week, the most important week for sales for every single retailer, their command center is in Slack. So I do think that we're seeing companies take advantage of this, and these are the companies that are growing right now. They're really transforming their cultures around these new digital technologies. But I think the most interesting thing is because of this pandemic, every company is going through this. It's a digital imperative right now because in 2020, if you didn't have a digital business, you didn't have a business. And I think that this pandemic really accelerated the digitization of the economy by probably more than a decade. And I think Slack and Customer 360 are really more relevant now than they've ever been in our company's history.
So how do you continue to innovate? How do you keep product up to speed with the need that is clearly here?
Well, it's really interesting because it's so hard to predict the future right now. I've seen on Bloomberg, some CEOs come out and say, we're all going back to the office. I've seen others saying, we're not going to have any offices anymore. So I do think the future of the workforce is being written right now. But what I can tell you is we have the most relevant technologies to help all of our customers navigate that new normal. And I think the interesting thing right now is it's not just about the technology. We're truly changing the way that we work. I think you hear about things like Zoom fatigue. What it means to actually have a digital HQ is really a new way of working. And what I'm excited about is seeing really forward-leaning CEOs in every single industry really reimagining their businesses, recognizing that this shift the past year from doctors' offices to telemedicine, the shift from the commute being on the freeway to being in the hallway, these are incredible opportunities for forward-leaning companies. And our goal is to invest the best and brightest engineers, the best and brightest product thinkers so that we can be partners, really trusted digital advisors to every company in the world as they're navigating this.
But of course, there's plenty of competition. How do you see that environment, that ecosystem? Is it winner takes all? How do you see you continuing to evolve alongside the likes of Microsoft, for example?
Well, I certainly don't think software has been or ever will be winner take all. I mean, the software is just a growing opportunity for every industry and every business, just as the economy digitizes. And our competitive strategy is simple, which is focusing on our customers' success. And we have such a unique value proposition to our customers. No company has a more complete solution for the new digital economy: digital sales, digital customer service, digital marketing, digital commerce, the #1 digital platform for the new way of work in Slack. So our strategy is simple, which is how do we package up Slack and our Customer 360 to help our customers navigate this new normal? And we think by focusing on our customers, we don't need to worry about competition, and we can continue to grow our business.
Globally, how are you looking at growth and expansion?
International expansion has been such a huge part of the Salesforce growth story over the past decade. We've really focused on, all the major markets for enterprise software, and this is no different. The one interesting thing about this pandemic is how it's impacted different parts of the world unequally. And so really recognizing that, every single one of our major customer hubs is really in a different stage of reopening the economy. So we really have to remain agile as a company to match that. But the one thing I will say is this digital imperative is a truly global phenomenon, really impacting every single industry in every single segment in every single geography of the world.
It's, of course, interesting in your press release that you say work life to help make work life simpler, more pleasant, and more productive. Talk to us about making it more pleasant when people are going to be more remote. For some people, they thrive in that situation. For others, it is harder, and it's trying to find that balance that we're all, after a year and a bit, still trying to strike. How do you go about trying to help that, the people who are using your screens and getting fatigue, as you say? How are you looking at that?
Well, I like to say digital translation is different than digital transformation. When most of us, first were asked to stay home for our work, we did a translation. We took every meeting that was in a conference room and we moved it to video conferencing. Digital transformation is bigger than that. It's really about transforming your culture around these new digital tools. And if you look at what are the things that we can accomplish this year that were impossible before, maybe we can recruit more talented people from more places. Maybe we can give our employees more flexibility so that we have higher retention, better mental health. Maybe we can reach our customers in new ways. Maybe we can get a competitive edge on our competitors by embracing new digital channels. So what I'll say is I think the next few years when, working from home is no longer imposed upon us for health reasons is forward-leaning companies will really saying, how do we actually transform our culture? Take what was great about these new digital tools and embrace them. And that's not going to look like a translation of the analog way of working. I think that's the real challenge for leaders right now.